New Zealand Plant Producers Incorporated has been set up by plant producers for plant producers. It covers the full range of plant production across horticulture, viticulture, forestry, landscape, amenity and retail sectors. Andrew Harrison is its inaugural chairperson.
The purpose of the organisation is really to serve the interests of plant producers, so a number of different functions, whether that's having a strong voice to government advocacy, whether it's providing services and programs to the industry, making sure that we deal with some of the important issues to the industry like biosecurity, making sure we've got a workforce for tomorrow, that sort of thing. It's replacing a body called Nursery and Garden Industry New Zealand. So that was a more retail-centric body, kind of brought together the different parts of the retail supply chain mostly. So this is quite a big shift. It's shifting from that to a body really that is more focused on and more representative of all plant producers. The opportunity that we put out there was the need for a more unified industry that could speak with a strong voice. And the industry had, become focused around that one sector, and really there was an opportunity to take it wider and to focus it right back on the core of the industry really, which is plant production. We've still got what's akin to associate membership for other partners of the industry, those with an interest in plant production. They're called industry partners. That might be anything from a supplier to a research organisation through to a retailer or another sector.
Waimea is operating on 200 hectares on the Waimea Plains. That's a rotational thing, with probably 150 hectares, 160 hectares in plant production. At the moment on our payroll, this is quite a busy time for us with budding. We've got 150 people on the payroll, and our annual production is around 700,000 to 800,000 plants. Getting the recognition of the role of plant producers in the economy is really important, and I think it's a key part of it. The government's increased focus on biosecurity through MPI sort of highlights a few issues where plant producers are vulnerable. So we're looking for advocacy in that area, and I think that's really important. Also, particularly for the nursery we operate in, sensible controls around the importation of plant material is a key thing, so that in order to remain internationally competitive, we need sensible importation requirements around new clones and new varieties of stuff that basically help keep our industries competitive, whether it's grape industry, forestry industry, or the fruit industries. For example, the PSA incursion certainly wasn't caused by plant producers, and then the restriction of material in there has become quite elaborate really, and it's been really important to the industry to have a source of clean material as well as a counter to that. So the variation in location into PSA-free areas has been really important. For us in particular, the science, leverage off the science component, things like Phytophthora research, replant research, all that sort of thing is common across a lot of the industry, and we figure we're probably missing out on the government's sort of initiatives in these areas, and a coordinated approach to issues that are across all plant producers is quite important, and drawing on the science that's already existing in the industries we serve. One of the key things we're looking at was advocacy, science and the human resource part of it, which is ensuring there's a flow of good people into the industry. The more people that join it, the stronger the organisation will be. Yeah. And from a networking point of view, from a leverage point of view for science, and from a training perspective, which is increasingly a really big thing.
Talking through a new direction strategy for the new organisation.
It'd be really nice in the new model to see some more resources out there. Anything from like Legionnaires to chemicals to, so I know there is some Legionnaire stuff there, but a little bit more industry specific.
The whole idea of this is to come together and have a united and strong voice as plant producers, and certainly we want to be partnering with other organisations where we have common issues, and there are plenty of those. We're certainly not alone in the plant production sector with challenges around recruiting workforce, attracting people into the hort and ag sectors, and around RMA development type issues. Plenty in common where we want to work with others, but there's also a unique element for plant producers around biosecurity issues. We've set ourselves some ambitious targets around membership, so we want to have at least 200 plant producer members and be representing at least 80% of the value of the sector after 3 years, so we're kind of 6 months into that. By value, we're well down that track. By numbers, we're a bit under halfway. It's been a good start. I guess it's not just about numbers. We've had some of the most successful and innovative plant producers come on board and are really committed to making it happen. The funding model is a voluntary subscription, so every plant producer, irrespective of size, pays the same proportion. And for industry partners, it's a slightly different model. The big issues and opportunities really that our members have identified are, number one, making sure that we have a really strong voice actively involved in advocacy right across a whole range of areas, whether that's from imports, exports, biosecurity, through to RMA, building code type issues, through to how you value stock for IRD, through to how you deal with occupational health and safety issues, through to science investment and how we attract more investment to the industry. So they're just some examples, but certainly the really big issues for the industry are biosecurity, that science and investment area, and making sure that we have a skilled workforce for tomorrow.
This program was made with funding from New Zealand On Air.